into evaluating the performance of an agri-based enterprises, it involves assessing various aspects of the business, including financial, operational, and strategic components. So, the following slides are some key areas to consider along with citations and references to support your evaluation. So, financial performance, we do have revenue and profitability, which analyze revenue growth and profitability over time. And this one will evaluate the enterprise financial statements, including income statements and balance sheets. You can use financial analysis techniques such as ratio analysis to assess financial performance and our operational efficiency. So, crop yield and quality. You assess the quantity and at the same time the quality of agricultural products produced. Higher yields and better quality can lead to improved operational efficiency. And then our market and competitive analysis. In market share, this one it determines the enterprise market share within its industry and region. A larger market share can be indicative of competitive strengths. And then we do have a sustainability and environmental impact. So the environmental practices will evaluate the enterprise's sustainability practices, including its environmental impact and adherence to regulations. So that's why sustainable practices can enhance long-term performance. And our innovation and technology. Technology integration. This one will assess the level of technology adoption within the agri-based enterprise. So technological advancement can significantly impact efficiency and performance. So if you can see in our diagram here, we do have an innovators who generate the technology or develop the technology. And the first one to adapt with the innovation are the early adopters. And the highest will be the early majority who adapts on the technology. While we do have late majority, and then the last to adapt or those groups who have difficulty to adapt to the development are considered laggards. Okay, next is our supply chain management. So, efficient supply chain will analyze the effectiveness of the supply chain, including procurement, logistics, and distribution. Effective supply chain management can reduce cost and improve our overall performance. Okay, next is our government policies and support. So our policy impact examine the influence of government policies, subsidies, and regulations on the enterprise performance. Government support can significantly affect the agri-based business. And then our customer and supplier relationship. So first, let's take a look about the customer and supplier satisfaction. Since evaluate the relationships with customers and suppliers, a satisfied customers and strong supplier relationships can positively impact performance. Okay, so here we do have a diagram in a supplier perspective. So what they want is a good financials, innovations, satisfaction, and understand customer needs. For our customer perspective, timely payments, personal bonding, flexibility, and information sharing. So if you add up that, you will be able to have a good customer supplier relationship. So remember that the performance evaluation of an agri-based enterprises should be comprehensive and take into account the unique characteristics and challenges of the agricultural industry. So our references have been provided to guide your evaluation, and you can delve a deeper into specific areas based on your enterprise specific circumstances and objectives. Okay, let's take a look at, about the benchmarking. So benchmarking is a critical component of financial analysis in the financial management of agri-based enterprises. This one, it involves comparing the financial performance and metrics of the agricultural enterprise to industry standards or competitors to assess its relative performance and identify areas for improvement. So here are some key aspects of benchmarking in agri-based financial management, along with relevant citations and references. First, let's take a look about the financial ratios analysis. Benchmarking often involves the analysis of financial ratios such as liquidity, profitability, solvency, and efficiency. For instance, you can compare the agri-based enterprises, current ratios or return on assets, to industry averages to evaluate its financial health and efficiency. So we do have four types of ratios. We should consider the profitability ratios, which will determine how well does the company generate profits. While our leverage ratios will be able to determine how extensively is the company using debt. While our liquidity ratios will be able to assess the company if it has enough cash to pay the bills. While our efficiency ratios will be able to effectively determine how efficiently does the company use its assets and capital. Okay, so let's proceed to our crop yield and cost per unit analysis. So in agriculture, comparing crop yields and the cost per unit of production to industry benchmarks can help determine if the enterprise is operating efficiently. So these benchmarks can be obtained from the agricultural extension services or government agencies. And then as part of our benchmarking is our working capital management. So efficient management of working capital is a vital in agri-based enterprises. Comparing the enterprise's working capital turnover or days of inventory to industry standards can highlight areas for improvement. Then our cost of production analysis. So benchmarking can be applied to analyze the cost of production per unit of output. Comparing this cost to competitors or industry benchmarks can reveal areas where cost reduction is possible. And if you will be able to reduce your cost, that will sum up or add to your potential profit. And then in our government reports and agricultural organizations. So our government reports and publications from our agricultural organizations like the USDA, FAO, and agricultural cooperatives can serve as valuable sources of benchmarking data for agri-based enterprises. And our peer group analysis. In addition to industry benchmarks, comparing the enterprise financial performance to that of similar agri-based businesses within a peer group can provide a more relevant insight. And let's not forget the sustainability benchmark. In the context of agri-based enterprises, the sustainability benchmarks, including water usage, carbon emissions, and soil health, have become increasingly important. So these benchmarks can be obtained from sustainable standards and organizations. So we need to understand that by incorporating benchmarking into the financial analysis of agri-based enterprises, you can make informed decisions to optimize your financial performance, and you will be able to reduce costs and ensure the sustainability of your agricultural businesses. So please note that while the references cited are relevant, you should also consult recent and industry specific sources for the most up to date benchmarking data, and analysis techniques in agri-based financial management. Then, our cost of production analysis. So, in cost of production analysis, it is a crucial component of our financial management in agri-based enterprise. It helps in understanding the financial aspects of agricultural production, making informed decisions, and optimizing resource allocation. So the following slides that I'll provide is an overview of cost of production analysis in agri-based enterprises, along with some references to scholarly articles and textbooks that can offer more in-depth information. So as part of the cost of production analysis, let's take a look the cost component in agri-based enterprises. So in agri-based enterprises, the cost of production typically includes a various components such as land preparation, the seeds, our labor, fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation, machinery, and post-harvest expenses and other not mentioned. So the following references can provide insights into the cost components and their significance. You may check the link. And then our cost classification. The costs can be classified as either variable or fixed. Variable costs change with the level of production, while fixed costs remain constant. Understanding this classification is essential for cost control and management. So if you can see in our illustration, the fixed cost remains constant, while our variable cost, if the activity will also increase, the cost will also increase. Okay? That's the difference between our fixed cost and our variable cost. And then our cost control and efficiency. So analyzing the cost of production will help in identifying inefficiencies and opportunities for cost reduction. This is a vital analysis in order for you to save a lot of money. And the following reference discusses strategies for cost control and efficiency in agricultural enterprise. Next is our budgeting and financial planning. So the cost of production analysis is essential for creating budgets and financial plans for your agri-based enterprises. So this will help in setting realistic financial goals and tracking your performance. And also, your research on cost analysis in agriculture will also give a significant impact. So there are various academic journals and research articles that develop into cost analysis in agriculture, providing specific insights and methodologies. The Journal of Agricultural and Resource Economics and Agricultural Economics are good places to start for such research. So you need to remember, students, that the cost of production analysis should be tailored to the specific crop or livestock being produced, as different agricultural enterprises have a distinct cost structures and considerations. So please note that while the references provided here are offer valuable insights into cost of production analysis in agri-based enterprises, the field of agricultural economics and finance is continually evolving, and there may be more recent publications available that can provide updated information and methodologies. Okay, then let's talk about the SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis is a valuable tool in financial analysis for agri-based enterprises. So it allows these businesses to assess their internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as external opportunities and threats. So this analysis can be used to make informed financial decisions and develop the effective financial management strategies. So here are some key aspects of integrating the SWOT analysis into financial management in agri-based enterprises, along with relevant citations and references. So first, let's take a look the internal strength and weaknesses. The internal strengths may include factors such as skilled workforce, efficient production processes, or valuable land and resources. While your internal weakness could be factors like high debt levels, limited access to capital, or outdated technology. Okay, so here we have an illustration. We have an internal factors and external factors. We need to understand that the internal factors here it belongs to strengths and weaknesses, and the external factors which outside of your organization are the opportunities and threats. So these external factors are somehow you have a least control, while the internal factors are something that you can be able to manage directly. Okay, so let's proceed. We have external opportunities and threats. External opportunities might involve market expansion and government subsidies or favorable weather conditions for farming. So it belongs to our external opportunities. Since we don't have any control of this, but if our if the weather conditions is in favor to us, it will be a good opportunity for our operation to earn a significant amount of revenue during that good season. While our external threats could be market competition, adverse weather events like um, El Nino or El Nina, and excessive rain or excessive heat, or changing regulatory requirements. So these external threats are somehow we have a least control of this that could also impact or lessen the potential of our earnings. So in our illustration, if you can see external view, the opportunities, what are the trends are available or what are the trends in the market? What opportunities are still untapped? Are there positive social or societal change or helpful legislative change on the horizon? Are there new technologies? So these are the external view in terms of our opportunities. In threats, we should also look for what our competitors are doing. Are there laws or regulations that can be changed? Are there new technologies? Or are or other external factors like politics, economic situations. Like, for example, what is happening right now in the global perspective in a war between Israel and the Hamas. So somehow it impacts the overall economy in a global perspective. So that is what we call an external threats that's behind or outside our control. While in our internal view, we can be able to look for our strength which what are the advantage that we can offer that that is very considered favorable in our part. What's the strategies that can be created? What factors that can lead to our success? And what makes us unique in the competition? And which resources makes us better? So these strengths that we have a direct control. While in our weaknesses, which can be viewed in our internal view, what is advantages that do we have? So if you can be able to determine those disadvantages, somehow you can be able to adjust or you can be able to um, manage so that you can be able to minimize the disadvantage. What are we worse at the others? Okay, so that we can be able to adjust also our operation. What resources do we lack? So with that, you can be able to um, look for other resources to substitute those resources that we don't have. Okay, so that is how we view our external opportunities and threats in a SWOT analysis perspective. So, by having a SWOT analysis perspective, we can be able to have a good financial implications. Assessing how strengths and weaknesses will impact our financial performance is somehow very crucial. So, for example, a strength like efficient production processes might lead to cost savings. And by having a cost savings, would also add up to our potential profit. While a weakness like high debt levels can result in increased interest expenses and financial risks, that if we cannot be able to solve it earlier, it might be able to bring a negative impact in our business. So by having a SWOT analysis, we can be able to have a risk management perspective. So you can be able to determine what are helpful and what are harmful. So the SWOT analysis can help identify potential financial risks associated with weaknesses and also the threats. For instance, recognizing the threats of market competition can prompt the development of your financial strategies to enhance competitiveness. So, for example, you were able to identify that in the area of your internal operation of your weaknesses, you have an inability to finance that project. And with that, since, for example, during pandemic, you were able to use your uh, available funds instead of buying a property for your project, you will be able to maintain your liquidity to reserve that fund until things will back to normal. You can use it in some of your operations. You can you can also for example, if you're in the pandemic situations, as what I have heard in some businesses, their strategies they use mostly online, online selling, and also using some of the available logistics. And with that, they were able to cut costs by reducing their rental expense, and they were able to focus on their home-based operation. So in that simple analysis, it brings you a greater advantage in the competition. Then, by using the SWOT analysis, you can have a capital allocation, as what I also gave you an overview a while ago. So once opportunities are identified, agri-based enterprises can allocate your financial resources to capitalize on these opportunities. For example, if this chance to expand into a new market, financial resources can be allocated for that purpose because you were able to identify that there is an opportunity, and you can also consider that that is part of your strength in your operation. Though then you will have that ability or your boldness to make a good decision. And then having a SWOT analysis, you can have a budgeting and planning. SWOT analysis can inform the budgeting and planning process by providing insights into financial priorities. So, for instance, if an opportunity in an organic farming is identified, so your financial planning can focus on allocating resources for this initiative because you know that by allocating a portion of that of your fund in this considered as an opportunity and strength in your operation, you will have that sense of certainty, even though there is no guarantee. But you have that sense of certainty that you will be able to prosper in this area because based on your analysis, based on your SWOT analysis, you can be able to have prioritize your finances into that operation. And then monitoring and adoption. Regularly revisiting the SWOT analysis can help in monitoring and financial performance, and at the same time, adapting financial strategies as circumstances change. Since you need to remember that our operations in agriculture is seasonal. So that's why you need to monitor it regularly. And this will ensure that financial management remains aligned with the evolving internal and external factors. So you need to move and you need to adjust. You need to really very liquid in managing your agri-based enterprise. And by using the SWOT analysis, it will gives you a clear perspective on how to navigate your business decisions. Okay, so by integrating the SWOT analysis into financial management, agri-based enterprises can enhance their financial decisions, making processes mitigate risk and capitalize on opportunities, ultimately leading to more effective financial management and sustainable growth. Please note that while the references cited are relevant, you should also consult industry specific sources and current literature for the most up to date practices in using SWOT analysis in the financial management of agri based enterprises. So, this is the end of our lecture series in our financial analysis. So, thank you very much for being part of our lesson and I'll see you again on our next lesson. Thank you very much and have a great day.